Welcome to Halifax. It's a beautiful day outside. It's going to be a beautiful day inside here at the Holmberg Center on the campus of St. Mary's University. It is the bronze medal game of the MWBA Championship weekend here on Maritime Athletic Profiles. It's the Fredericton Freeze and the Windsor Edge. Good afternoon, everyone. Alongside Jen McKenzie, Vince Williams on hand. And Jen, these two teams had tough semifinal matchups. Just couldn't get over the threshold. It went up against some very tough opponents in the Halifax Thunder and the Halifax Hornets. Here they are at the end of the season, a chance to take something home and build on their season going into next season are the Edge and the Freeze. Three players to watch this afternoon on both sides. On the Freeze side, you got to look at Katie McAfee. She's an outstanding guard. She knows how to get it done at both levels. She's been outstanding throughout the season for the Freeze. And on the other side, you have Kedgerini and Reynolds. Those two dynamic guards can do it on both ends of the floor.
And McAfee's a tough matchup because her skill set is such that she's a great dribbler, so she can pull you out or post you up. Same with Tiffany Reynolds. She's a tough matchup for all five of these teams in this league all season long, so this is going to be a great game.
So we'll take it down to the public address announcer for the national anthem and the starting lineups.
Time to meet the starting lineup for the Windsor Edge. Number 5, Jessica Miller. Number 9, Tiffany Reynolds. Number 10, Carissa Cajarini. Number 14, Carla Yepes. And number 16, Anna Von Nolson. And now time to meet the starting lineup for the Fredericton Freeze. Number 7, Haley Meyer. Number 11, Katie McAfee. Number 12, Nicole Essen. Number 15, Eva Tomwine. And number 51, Emily McLeod. Those starting lineups are brought to you by Menafee and Royal Tissue. Officials for this bronze medal matchup are Eddie Hartley, Rob Anderson, and the one and only Tina Spear.
So it's the Freeze and the Edge starting lineups for the Freeze. They'll go at Black, McAfee, Essen, Tumwini, and McLeod. For the Edge, they'll go with Miller, Reynolds, Cajarini, Von Malton, and rounding out the lineup for the Edge will be Yepes. So Yepes is in there, and it's usually McNeil, but a change of the guard here a little bit as Lonnie States changes up his starting lineup, and we've seen that. He's done it in multiple quarters. Sometimes he'll start the quarter with his reserves. Sometimes he'll start with his starters, but you never know what you're going to get with Lonnie States.
Well, and that's the thing with this league as a whole. I mean, every game you bring in subs off the bench, and the pace of play, the skill level, the intensity, the work ethic does not change. So that's what makes this wonderful. Everybody on both these benches know that they're going to get a run today. So they're engaged, they're cheering on their teammates, they're focused, because they know that their time is going to come.
Yeah, we mentioned that throughout the weekend and throughout the year. If you're on one of these rosters, you will get an opportunity to play, and that's what it's about. It's a development league for some of the players that are going to return to U Sports or the CCAA, and it's also development of the players that are done, that keep their skills sharp, that they want to build on the things that they've been really good at, continue to be really good at, not have a drop-off.
And the mixture of veterans and current players is so valuable. I mean, you have someone like a Catherine Quackenbush who, is a career person, is a mom who is playing at a high level and can be such a great role model and provide advice to these younger players. So the mix is amazing. I love it.
So the Edge control the tap. Cajarini looking for a screen from Reynolds. Von Moulton. Reynolds for three, left it a little short. Try to chase down her own miss, and it will go over to the freeze.
I love watching her play. There's effort and intensity for 40 minutes that she's on the floor.
Here's Black. Black looking to pick and roll. Tunwani. Tunwani with the short jumper there, was able to get it to go. Very nice touch by Tunwani. She's standing forward from UNB, and there's a lot of UNB presence on the floor for the freeze. These women really know how to play with each other. They've been playing with each other for a very long time. They know where they're going to be on this floor.
They do, and that's an advantage when you might get into a dribble pickle where you picked up your dribble, but you know if you skip it out that your teammate's going to be there.
So Tamwani had 11 points last night in that 66-60 loss to the Halifax Hornets. He's very efficient on the boards as well. McAfee for three. That won't go. Von Moulton with the rebound and wrestled there in a tie-up with Essen, and the alternating possession will stay with the freeze. So Black will inbound on the baseline. McAfee thinks about it. Essen looking for some space. McLeod, she'll fire just inside the three-point line. No good. Tamwai's right there for the offensive rebound. Can't put it up and in. And a third chance opportunity here on this sequence. And that's stolen by Reynolds. Here's Reynolds on the run out. Reynolds straight to the cup, and she finishes with ease.
Yeah, there's not many people in this league that are going to catch her once she gets that ball on that open court. Her speed is incredible, and her ability to finish is even more impressive.
Reynolds had 12 points last night in that 72-58 defeat to the Thunder. And here it comes Cajarini. Cajarini, the leading scorer in the league, able to get her first field goal to go down. Averaged 25 points per game coming into the weekend. She's been pretty solid. 20 points per game in both games. In the win in the quarterfinal and the loss last night. Nice touch there by McLeod. Now she can hit that jump shot. Von Molson's got to get out there with a hand and make her put it on the floor if she's going to be effective on the defensive side.
And she's tall enough, too, that she's going to be a matchup that you can take inside out, so she's going to get a lot of advantages today.
Here's McAfee. Essen for three. Can't get that to go down. Tapped around, another offensive rebound for the freeze. Nice reversal there as Essen was able to get it up and over Von Moulton.
Great job of using the rim to protect the ball, to not get blocked by a very lengthy Von Moulton.
Von Moulton can't get the jumper to go. McAfee comes up with the rebound. Miller applies the pressure. She's able to break it and brings it over the timeline. Look out. And McLeod went down hard, and she is favoring that right ankle. And let's hope that she's okay, but that didn't look good from up top here.
Yeah, I think when she went to do her her jump stop pivot, it just her foot stuck and just went over. It's It's pretty warm here today, so the floor is either going to be really, really slippery or really, really sticky, depending on where you land. I hope she's okay.
So Vaughn Malton will go to the bench, and Grace Simpson will come in for the Freeze. Turnover by the Freeze. Here's Yepes. Yepes looking for a screen from Reynolds. Hand off back to Yepes. Still surveying. Reynolds now. Close out by Essen. Shot clock dwindling. Miller turns it over, and McAfee will race down the other way. Here's McAfee. She gets inside. Tumwai with the pull-up. Can't get the friendly bounce, and Vaughn Malton clears the boards.
I like that shot from Eva. She caught it in rhythm and had really good momentum. Just didn't go this time.
Kejarini can't put it down from downtown, and she struggled a little bit with her offense from distance. She's been very good inside the painted area in the mid-range, but that three balls just hasn't been there this weekend. Here's Black now. Inside of Tumwai. Out to Essen for three. Essen, wild shot off the backboard, but she chased down a rebound. Beat the shot clock, couple chances there. And a 3-second call. That was a quick 3-second call, not sure. Maybe we'll get a conference here.
He actually had a shot clock violation, but I hope they're going to change their call because the ball did hit the rim.
Definitely hit the rim.
Yeah.
As
Nicole's shot was an air ball. She followed her own shot, hit the far side of the rim, and then Eva did get the rebound. So hopefully they're going to give them a fresh 14 off that. Good. I'm happy
so
with
they
that.
did correct it.
Yeah, good teamwork by the officiating crew.
This afternoon's officials, Tina Skier, Eddie Hartley, and Robbie Anderson. As Eddie Hartley and Robbie Anderson came together, the more senior officials out there to correct it. So it will be a reset of the shot clock, as you mentioned, Jen. Leah Bowers checked into the game for the first time for the Freeze, along with Robbie Daly. Daly with the jump shot, and that's a good-looking shot there for Daly.
Her shot has not changed since she was a Dalhousie and St. Mary's player. She has such a quick release, gets up in the air on her jump shot, and is pretty consistent from that mid-range. 6
points per game on the regular season, as you mentioned. AUS All-Rookie team in 2009, 2010. And there's Reynolds. She is just outstanding from end to end. Captain of the Lakehead Thunderwolves, was team MVP and defensive player of the year for her university. She will return to Lakehead to finish out her collegiate career. Kejarini, her former teammate, and Kejarini was a highly decorated university player as well for Algoma University. 4 years with Algoma before transferring to Lakehead in her final year, and she was Algoma's Student Athlete of the Year twice, back-to-back. Led the conference and led the league in scoring. Team wasn't very good, but it was a tough conference that they played in the OUA West. It's that jump shot from McAfee, not there. Chelsea Slaughter-Wright with the rebound in the game for the first time for the Edge. Here's McNeil as well. Reynolds for three. Reynolds can't get that to fall, and if she can get that on a consistent basis, look out, the defense is in trouble.
Exactly. To have to play her from three-point line to rim is going to be very, very stressful for the Freeze.
So the Edge looking to tie this one up just at the midway point here in the first quarter. Freeze lead at 8-6 alongside Jen McKenzie, Vince Williams on hand here at the Holmberg Center. The entire Maritime Athletic Profiles crew as well, bringing you the sights and sounds here in these championships. They're trying to get things sorted here. At the table is Tina Skier and Robbie Anderson, two coaches for the Edge and the Freeze. Not sure what the conference is about. Maybe to.
Yeah,
That's
I
one
have no
we
idea.
don't know.
No.
We'll figure it out. We might get an explanation. And what is important is the interpretation gets told to the teams on the floor. So it'll be 14 seconds on the shot clock. The Edge will inbound as Chelsea Slaughter-Wright will inbound it on the baseline. Mangold is in there for the first time for the Freeze. Kegerini. Reynolds from the corner for 3. And Reynolds can't get it to fall. She's 0 for 2 now from downtown. Here's Leah Bowers. Bowers now trying to take Reynolds off the bounce, and that's a tough task to do. Daly for 3. Left it short, and Reynolds comes up with the rebound. Yepes now. She'll try to walk into the 3, try to freeze Mangold. Gives it to Reynolds, and Reynolds with that extended layup is able to draw the contact, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Great play. I mean, you have to respect Carla Yepes and her skill set to be able to take that ball all the way to the rim if that help doesn't arrive. And then that's what made Reynolds open, was that double team, quick kick out. Great play for 2 really skilled players.
So Katie Daly will come in along with, it looks like Arsenault. First one's good. Second one is good as well. Arsenault now. She'll bring it over the timeline. Closely guarded there by Miller. Miller doing an outstanding job of moving her feet. She forces into the turnover.
Great defense by Miller.
So Miller will inbound and wipe up the moisture here. Full court pressure being applied. Yepes inside the Chelsea Slaughter right. McNeil quickly over the Miller for 3. That's off the side of the backboard, and Simpson comes up with the rebound. Mangold, nice post up and banks it home.
Great seal. She started running that rim right from the get-go and had great position by the time the ball made it to the front court.
Mangold, also a former UMB Red, AUS All-Rookie team in 2012-13. That shot coming up a little short there, and the freeze will come back the other way. Another one and done for the Edge. Daly gets inside. Can't flip it up and in. Gets her own rebound. She'll draw the contact on Chelsea Slaughter right. Now, the Edge right now are having problems on the defensive rebounding side. That's got to be at least the 9th offensive rebound in the first quarter. And if you're going to continue that pattern, it's going to be a long game for you.
It is. I feel like, but I can't hear, that maybe their communication has to be a little bit better. I think help defense is coming on that baseline drive when it might not be needed because they're deep to the baseline. But if they're not communicating, that help comes, and automatically that creates drops and switches and things and complicates things for their defensive set.
So Daly will miss the first. Second one coming up. She'll go 1 for 2. Annabelle Molson is back in for the Edge. Tumwine is back in for the freeze, and Jill Durling gets her first run of the afternoon for the freeze. Yepes thought about the 3 ball. Try to feed it inside. Good hand by Durling, and the freeze will come back the other way now. Here's Daly. Tumwine. Arsenault now. Back to Daly. Daly looking for some space. Shot clock dwindling, got to get it up, and a shot clock violation. Outstanding team defense there by the Edge.
And they stayed home this time. They took care of their own and didn't have to have any help switch that created a mismatch or an open player. So great team defense by the Edge.
And a tie up there by Arsenault, and she forces the jump ball, but possession arrow will stay with the Edge. And you'll see this all afternoon long. The Freeze will apply that full court pressure. They will force the guards to make good decisions in the backcourt and the front court.
And I did happen to be privy to a little information. John Hickey was sharing his pregame opinion with our Eastlink commentators and said that he wanted to take advantage of the Edge having to play 3 games in 3 days and was going to really push the pace on offense and defense. So I think so far they've done that.
So Von Moulton will shoot a couple here. And this weekend, Anna's been really looking to get her offense going. An outstanding defensive player, and she was known for her defensive prowess at Dalhousie University. Defensive Player of the Year in 2011-12. But she's really been trying to apply that third element in scoring for the Edge.
Well, the thing that I love about Anna is whenever she catches the ball, and I want everybody to watch it, it's automatic. Triple threat, ball's ready, she's bent, she's in an athletic position, whether she's going to shoot or pass or drive, she's always ready. So young players, keep your eye on Anna for that triple threat, because, I mean, you have to guard her. She's ready, she's loaded, her body's loaded, ready to do something, versus someone that just catches the ball straight up.
That's so important to the fundamentals of basketball. It's probably one of the toughest things to teach to young players and get them to understand. If you catch the ball in that triple threat position, you have 3 options that you can use to beat the defender.
Yeah, and I mean, definitely the scouting report of Anna Von Moulton is not, score first, but because she's in that position, you have to respect her.
Von Moulton with the steal. Here's Kejarini. She's come back for the Edge. Bourne's out there as well. Kejarini gets inside. Can't finish. Daly comes up with the rebound. He'll go back the other way. Here's Essen. Essen will look inside. Essen gets inside. Takes Foreign off the bounce. Can't finish. A tie-up. And Von Moulton will be called for the foul. And another offensive rebound and an opportunity to shoot a couple here for Katie Daly.
Seems like when the play is in the key, that's when Windsor's struggling to get their box outs. And maybe it's just a case that, it's really crowded in there. But if it continues, it's definitely going to be something that they're going to have to address during quarter and halftime.
So Katie Daly will shoot a pair here, averaging 4 points per game, and also an AUS All-Rookie team in 2018-2019 for the UMB Reds. On Moulton, inside the Reynolds. A little bit of a mismatch here. Reynolds with the jumper, chases down her own rebound. And that's what you got to deal with. Reynolds again tries to attack the rim. That rim's out. On Moulton. She'll leave the shot short, and Essen will come up with the rebound. A couple cracks there for the Edge. They come up empty-handed. Freeze now trying to capitalize, and a call for 3 seconds as Tumwayi too much time in that painted area.
Yeah, the timing on that has to be just right, because if you get that good position, you don't want to give it up.
Full court pressure still being applied here by the Freeze. Under 30 to play in the quarter, a 2-point game. Here's Foreign. She'll fire from distance. And that scrapes the rim and goes out of bounds, and the ball will go over to the Freeze. 17.2 remaining. Freeze will hold for the last shot. Arsenault directing traffic. Derlin. Essen now trying to get some space. Here's Daly. Poked away by Reynolds, and that'll do it. At the end of 2. Fredericton leads it 12-10. So the first quarter, over going into the second. Alongside Jen McKenzie, Vince Williams on hand. This bronze medal matchup. And these women fighting. It's a low-scoring game, but it's one we anticipated.
We did. I mean, for these teams playing, even 2 games in 2 days at this level, it's going to take its toll on your body. So credit to these ladies for coming out and putting on a show and playing hard. I mean, and this has been indicative of the league all year long, Vince. Every game, everybody's come out to play. The enthusiasm, the mindset, the focus, the camaraderie, older players willing to mentor and give advice to the younger players who are still active in their university and college careers. It's been really empowering from both provinces. So kudos to the franchises for really putting together good quality people on the benches.
6 teams in this league, and I would imagine they're looking to expand as we go forward in the upcoming years?
Yeah, we were very close to getting a PEI team on board. Just the logistics of it, you know, the delays with COVID and whatnot, just couldn't get them on board this year. But I'm super confident that there's going to be more teams in this league next year.
3 teams in New Brunswick, 3 teams in Nova Scotia. And what a league. I mean, it's a much needed league, and it won for a very long time. It was talked about, came to fruition, had time to plan and had time to build and get communication out. COVID was kind of a saving grace in that regard to get organized.
In a way it was, and it actually kind of changed the logistics of it. Having these session weekend tournaments was something that arose due to COVID, but in hindsight, it was an amazing tournament experience to have all 6 teams under one roof, and for the other provinces' fans to see the different teams. So all 3 sessions, the Fredericton one to tip off the season, the one at Mount St. Vincent, and the one in Moncton were really well attended and well received by the franchises and the fans.
Excellent for sure, as fans continue to file in here at the Holmberg Center. Championship game coming up here on Maritime Athletic Profiles at 3 p.m. It's the Halifax Hornets and the Halifax Thunder, arguably the number 1 and 2 teams in the league. In the regular season, the Hornets finished 8-2, and the Thunder 10-0. The 2 losses for the Hornets were against the Thunder. So the second quarter underway here in the bronze medal game. Tamoyi inside trying to take Miller, and that's a good take, as Reynolds will be called for the foul, and that's a little bit of a mismatch with Tamoyi and Jessica Miller down low. Advantage to the Freeze.
Yeah, when she catches the ball in that low post block area, it's her footwork, her skill set is too good to not double her. So unfortunate play for the Freeze, but smart heads up play for Windsor, but smart heads up play for the Freeze.
So Tamoyi, 5 seasons at UNB, appeared in 91 games, 308 career rebounds, 649 points. Was a star at Fredericton High School, played on several basketball New Brunswick teams, and as well as the Canada Games. Highly decorated player.
And a great person on the court. Like, can communicate with her during games, you know, to get her feedback on things during the game. Like, I always had a great rapport with her when I got the chance to officiate their games.
The tie up and the possession arrow will favor the Freeze. Excuse me, the edge, as Cajarini will inbound the ball. So the edge will start this quarter with Cajarini, Miller, Von Molson, Reynolds, and Yepes. Here's Yepes trying to back down Sterling. Spins to the baseline. Top reversal there. Can't get it to go. Outstanding hustle there by Nicole Essen to get after that.
Great play. It was crowded on that breakout dribble, and I just don't think that the defense had a chance to spread out. They were definitely a little too close.
So Katie McAfee and will come back into the game, and it looks like Katie Daly as well will come in. Anna Van Malton will pick up her second, and there's that touch around the rim there by Tumwee. Eva's getting it going offensively, starting to pour it on. 6-point lead here for the Freeze. A lot of contact inside the paint, and Tumwee, she takes a spill. She'll get back up to her feet slowly and try to find her man. Cajarini will take advantage of it, and Cajarini can't finish through the contact, but she'll go to the line to shoot too. So lots of contact in that painted area away from the basketball, Jen.
Yeah, looked like a little friendly forearm, a little locking of the arms there in the post. So I'm not sure if the officials maybe didn't know who to penalize with the lockup, but it's definitely something that hopefully is on their radars, because you don't want players getting frustrated leading to rough play.
So Katie Black will come back. Cajarini will shoot a pair here. Daly will sit down for Fredericton. Multiple spots on the floor here trying to clear up the moisture. It's been a very humid weekend here in Halifax. Sun came out late yesterday afternoon. That's a saving grace. Had lots of rain on Friday. As Cajarini will knock down the first. Very efficient shooter from the free throw line. Shoots it at about 94% on the season. She'll knock down both. She's made her hay at the free throw line this weekend. As I mentioned, difficulty of knocking down the three has been there for her, but everything else has been pretty bang on offensively, averaging 20 points per game. She'll step out now.
Yeah, she just got a little scratch on her elbow from that last play, so through FIBA rules, if you've got blood, it's an automatic sub, but you can get yourself taped up and come right back on the next play.
McAfee now. Chelsea Slaughter Wright's in there. Lots of more contact there, and it gives a wide open jumper for Kaylee back as she steps inside the three-point line and knocks that one down. Lead back up to 6. Here's McNeil, tied up, trying to get away from the defense. Miller, blow by on Simpson. Simpson, though, retrieves and blocks the shot. Reynolds, second chance, can't get it to go. And McAfee will come up with the loose ball. Here's McAfee, closely guarded there by Reynolds. Essen looking to go inside. Nice pass in there to Tumwai. Can't get it to fall, but they got the shot that they wanted in the half court.
Yeah, great read by Eva to slip that screen. The girl that was guarding Eva came up too high to hedge that screen for the guard coming off it, and Eva realized that and ducked right to the rim. She had a great look, just didn't finish.
7:43 remaining here in the second quarter. Lonnie States will call a timeout, talk things over here. A little bit of a struggle for these teams offensively. In particular, you would think that, both of these teams averaging 60 points per game, but it's kind of been like this for this weekend. It's the playoffs, right? These women still have something to play for.
Absolutely.
It's a bronze medal, like I mentioned. There's something to play for, and the compete level's there. They want to make shots. They're going to continue to shoot, but the efficiency will turn up as we go along.
And it's been such a quick season that, for the players that haven't had a regular university or college season or a senior roster in their hometown, the fitness level, probably isn't where they quite would like it to be for a 2.5 month schedule. So probably something that they'll look back on and say, if I want to do this again next year, I'm going to put a little bit more. Not that they didn't put in any work, but there just wasn't any time.
Yes, I was just about to say that. The preparation for the season next year, they know what's expected of them physically, so to be prepared to know that the vigors of that 2-month season, they need to be prepared right off the jump and can't wait and get in shape or get their game going while in season. It's tough to do at any level for any sport. So the freeze with the ball coming out of the timeout. Reynolds slips, the blow by there by McAfee. She can't get it to go. Reynolds gets slow back up to her feet and just looking at the floor there.
Yeah,
she
the
slipped
risk,
on that closeout.
The risk with a slippery floor is those groin and hamstring injuries. You don't want anybody to not be able to go to work tomorrow.
And they'll take care of that spot on the floor.
This Tal girl has been the MVP so far, Vince. She's at both ends. She's getting her steps in today.
Absolutely. Reynolds almost stepped into that one. McAfee able to chase it down and ward off Reynolds. Here's Simpson into the corner to Black. Black had problems. Black gets it back. And another shot clock violation, and it was that defense by Reynolds knocking it away. And McAfee had to make a decision. And a mad scramble there, and the Edge were able to force that turnover.
Yeah, they've really got a little bit of better handle on their defense here in the second quarter. We were a little bit concerned before with their ability to get some box outs, but it seems to be coming together better now.
As Emily McNeil will pick up the contact on McAfee. That's McAfee's first personal. second team. Emily McNeil will shoot a pair. McNeil will knock down the first. McNeil played her university basketball at Bishop's in Lennoxville for the Gators. And she'll go 2 for 2. And it's nice to see, you know, the teams that are in Atlantic Canada here. It's nice to see universities, you know, across the board, a couple from all the other conferences being represented. The OUA, the RSEQ, and the AUS. Now we need the Canada West to be represented as well. We even got university from Division One as well. A couple universities.
Yeah.
There's.
And I think as the league continues to expand and take off, the word is going to spread that this is somewhere that you want to maybe spend part of your summer as a developing university and college player, as someone who just finished their university or college career that still has that spark to play a little bit more at a high level. So onward and upward for this league, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Elevates its legitimacy for sure. It's already legit. It can only get better. Here's Black off the drive. Simpson thought about it, trying to blow by. She'll take shot to right though. That's poked away by McNeil. Yepes back the other way. They have numbers if they hurry. McNeil can't get it to fall. Kejarini had the offensive rebound, but it's knocked out of bounds by Mangold. Oh, it's corrected by Robbie Anderson, and
he called the right color. He just pointed the wrong way.
6-point lead and for the Freeze, and look the build here. Here's McAfee. Black now trying to take Slaughter right off the bounce. McAfee has McNeil. Can't get inside. Baseline drive by Black. Outstanding. She'll bank it home.
Great baseline move. Protected the ball to the last second and really used the backboard well.
Lead up to 8 now. Full court pressure still being applied. Reynolds gets inside. That's rejected by Mangold, and that's what she does. Here comes McAfee back the other way. Pull up. Can't get it to go. 3 ball. Daly can't get it to fall, and Kejarini comes up with the rebound. Yepes now back the other way. Yepes with the crossover. Fade away. Can't get it to go down. Scramble for it. Keeps it alive. Outstanding hustle. Kejarini baseline drive. Can't get that to fall, but she'll draw the contact. And Carissa Kejarini will go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, anytime she gets the ball, all eyes are on her, and it's created some really good advantages for the Edge today.
So Kejarini will shoot 2. And Yvonne Molson will come back for the Edge. McNeil will sit down. Shooters roll on the first. Second one is good. Kejarini perfect from the stripe this afternoon. Here's Black. Inside the Simpson on the roll. Draws the double. McAfee for 3. That rims out. Von Molson with the rebound. Oh, and Yepes can't handle that outlet pass. And that'll be a turnover for the Freeze. Not many turnovers, though, by both of these teams, and that's good to see. Taking care of the basketball.
Exactly. Sometimes when fatigue becomes a factor, you're a little bit more mindful with the ball to not throw passes that maybe you know your teammate's not in a perfect position to catch. So win-win for taking care of the ball.
Daly for 3. Von Molson with the rebound. Nice stretch pass there, just a little bit out of reach there for Reynolds, but Kejarini and Reynolds have been doing that all season long since the opening tap in their opening game.
They have, and they're so familiar with each other that they know when they're in stride that they can throw that freely and know that at least they're going to have an opportunity to get a hand on it.
At the midway point here in the second quarter, Freeze lead it 22-16. Alongside Jen McKenzie, Vince Williams on hand. Black on the blows by on the baseline, and she banks it home. She's got that move going. That's back-to-back moves for her. She's able to convert.
Yeah, Chelsea's defensive stance is a little bit too open right now. She's really parallel to the baseline instead of being a little bit of more of a closed angle. So she needs to work that just a little bit better to close that so she's not as wide open.
And Cajarini will be called for the double dribble. As the Freeze did a good job of neutralizing Cajarini off the original bounce. Here's Simpson. She'll get inside. Quick movement. Daly leaves it there in a moving screen. That's a good call by Eddie Hartley.
Yep, didn't give, Chelsea was trying to go under the screen and Robbie's roll didn't allow her to do that. So that was a great call.
So Daly will pick up her second personal. Leah Bowers will come back. Black will sit down for the Freeze. Cajarini for three. It's good. She's got to be excited to see that one go through.
If her shot starts to fall from out there, this is going to be a very interesting second half.
And that'll cut the lead to 5. Simpson almost was forced into the travel. She was able to keep her pivot foot down. McAfee, though, spins in the lane. And Cajarini now will bring it over the timeline. Yepes will try from distance. Mangold comes up with the rebound. She'll let it to Bailey. Daly. Mangold. And Daly zigging. Mangold was looking for the zag. And that'll be a turnover.
I'd like to see Mangold use her size a little bit more and at least probe a little with a few dribbles into the key to see if she can draw some help. Right now she's just catching and dishing out, and no one on the defense really had to move, which made it difficult to get that good pass out.
Caitlin Mangold appeared in 81 games with UNB out of Peterborough, Ontario. She was the AUS Defensive Player of the Year in 2016-17 with 48 blocks. And the all-rookie team, once again, it seems to be the theme for UNB in 2013. Here's Chelsea Slaughter-Wright. Played at Dalhousie University, most recently finishing up for the Tigers. Yepes, nice blow by. She was able to get the defender on her back, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Great dribble breakdown, and Carla can get to the rim with left or right hand whenever she wants. Such a wide toolbox of skills for this player.
Yepes finishing up at UPEI with the Panthers. Average 7 points per game. Also all AUS team in 2016-17. And an AUS champion with the Panthers.
Yeah, and she's now spent this year on the bench with the Panthers, being a mentor and assistant coach, and told me yesterday she's going to hang around for a little bit. She's been hired by the Canada Games Council for the upcoming Prince Edward Island Judo Canada Games in a couple years, so she's gonna be on the island for a few more years until that work term finishes for her. So happy for her. I think she's established sort of a home away from home here, and is really popular with the kids and the basketball fans in Prince Edward Island.
Really got a great program over there at the grassroots level, as well at the university level. Championship program under Matt Gamblin. He came in and took over the program there for I do believe it's for it's new to me the name.
Was it Greg?
Greg
Gould? Yeah.
Absolutely. My apologies to Greg Gould. As she, and they did an outstanding job in recruitment.
Well, Greg began that pipeline with recruiting some kids both from New Brunswick and PEI, and Matt just took the skills that Greg brought through those players and just expanded on them. Yeah, UPEI is a dynamic team, and they're going to be really good this year. So with the U Sport Championships being hosted by Cape Breton University next year, there's going to be an opportunity for 2 or possibly more AUS teams to be part of that tournament.
Absolutely. CBU will host the Nationals, and St. FX will host the men's here in Halifax.
I hope they're not on the same weekend.
I don't believe they will be.
Yes.
I think because of COVID, they had the championships on the same weekend, had 3 of the major championships, even had the men's hockey on the same weekend. So they're going to split it up, I do believe, this year. Kejarini for 3. Back-to-back threes for Kejarini on the opposite side of the floor. As you mentioned, if she gets that going, the Freeze are going to have another element to break down and neutralize in the second half. Lead cut to 2 now for Fredericton.
She's catching it in good rhythm right now, so that's going to be vital for the Freeze to make her bounce it to break up that good rhythm she's got going on.
Daly, McAfee for 3. That's deflected. Good closeout there by Reynolds. Von Molson. Skip pass to Kejarini. Side step back 3. Can't get that to go. And that was a heat check there for Kejarini. Here's Bowers now, looking to go inside. Bowers gets inside, flips it up and in. Outstanding move there by Bowers. Excuse me, Daly.
Great left-hand finish.
I think they said Daly, but it looks like it's Bowers out there.
Yeah, it was player coach Leah Bowers.
Tough to see the numbers on the back of these uniforms. I mentioned it from the very first game. They have the element to the Freeze. It's kind of like frozen numbers as Chelsea Slaughter-Wright knocks down her first 3 ball.
Yeah, I love their uniforms, but as an official and as a commentator, they're hard to see.
It's a tough task. Here's Bowers for 3, trying to answer. That's Slaughter-Wright 3. Chelsea comes up with the rebound. Under 22 seconds to go here in the second. 1-point game. Edge trying to take the lead. Kejarini. Von Molson. Blow by. Gets inside. Left hand. Can't get it to fall. And Daly comes up the rebound. Gotta hurry. That's stolen almost. Bowers throws it up. Not going to count. But they'll go into the halftime break leading it by 1, 28-27.
I love the perseverance of both these teams. The ball wasn't falling in the first quarter, but as we know, with the skill set of these girls, they know if their shot isn't falling that it will. So this is going to be an exciting second half, taking it right down to the wire, I'm predicting.
2 quarters in the books here for this bronze medal game. The Freeze lead at 28-27. We'll step aside. We'll be back. Some halftime numbers, the halftime report. Stay with us. You're watching the bronze medal game here on Maritime Athletic Profiles.
Equity and inclusion. The WNBA and its member teams recognize our country's long history of systemic racism and bias, especially towards women. The WNBA will, through providing a competitive women's basketball league, champion equity and inclusion by standing up against anti-black racism, anti-indigenous racism, by being allies within the 2S LGBTQ plus community, and supporting the stopping of violence against women. Through our commitment of diversity, equity, and inclusion, we'll use the resources to influence and champion change to support all women and allies in the sport of basketball. Today we're excited to welcome back Sobaz and Wayne, along with Vanessa and her daughter Essence. The group is called Circle and Square, which is based out of Uniac Square in downtown Halifax. They'll be playing the djembe, which is the West African drum. Fans, please welcome Sobaz, Wayne, Vanessa, and Essence. Circle in the Square.
The wipes on wall seats hot.
You want to go over there? Let's go over there with Will. Will is Campbell and Beckett.
I can see it in the uniform.
No, man.
But yeah.
Are you on the webcast again?
Welcome back to Halifax and the Holmberg Center on the campus of St. Mary's University. It's the bronze medal game, and 28-27, the Fredericton Freeze, they lead it over the Windsor Edge. Alongside Jen McKenzie, Vince Williams on hand, and Jen, the first 20 minutes, it was back and forth, a little slow in the first 10 minutes. Teams were trying to find their footing on the offensive side, but once that second quarter came, both teams had some good offensive output by their players that they're looked upon to be leaders out there.
Both teams had great looks through their play sets in the first quarter. Balls just weren't falling. I blame it a little bit on some fatigue and some heat today. It's been a quick, intense season, but they persevered as players with this skill set do. I mean, they know that their shots are going to fall, and the proof was in the second half when those key players that we mentioned in our pregame started to deliver.
So leading the way for both of these teams, Kegerini, she's got 12. She knocked down a couple threes, and that's been a little bit of a struggle this weekend, but it's good to see that she was able to knock down a couple to keep that confidence. And great scorers are going to be confident anyway, but it's very good to see them shoot it from that distance and make that shot. On the other side for the Freeze, Eva Tumway, she was outstanding. She had 8 points and led the way. Black had 6, so that inside presence by Eva was good, and they'll continue to do that. They had a lot of points going to the basket. Their game's been going to the basket, either on backdoor cuts or baseline drives.
It has been, and Eva's going to be an interesting matchup as this second half progresses. Hopefully, Anna von Maltze can stay out of foul trouble. She played in that second quarter with 2 fouls, so good composure by her to not get that third, because she's going to be vital.
Reynolds got 2 fouls as well, as the Edge will start with possession. Good look there by Reynolds, can't get it to fall. Essen, baseline drive. That rims out. Rebounds ripped away by Chelsea Slaughter-Wright, who gets a start in the third.
Yeah, great to see Chelsea out there. Her energy is going to be key to set this defensive off here in the third quarter.
And that seems to be the game management, and this is the third straight game that Coach Lonnie States has gone to Slaughter-Wright to start the third quarter.
She's the type of player that is going to bring instant energy, intensity, and really spark the defense, as you can see right now.
A little bit of a mismatch there trying to guard Eva, but she wins that battle one-on-one. Had a tough matchup last night versus the Thunder with Lizzie Beals-Ishiemi, and that's a tough matchup for anybody.
I would not want to guard her.
And she's working on that 3 ball, and I mentioned it several times. If she can shoot that and hit that at an efficient rate, my goodness, look out. Von Maltze gets a shot blocked, but gets it back, and she'll bank it home. That'll cut the lead to 3, so 1 possession game now. Here's Essen. Simpson off the pick and roll, last touch. Oh, no, it looked like it was the last touch by the Edge. They get corrected. It'll stay with the Freeze. Bailey Black will inbound on the baseline. Eva now surveying. Good movement by Simpson. Essen on the dribble handoff. Shot clock dwindling under 5. She's got to go. Tamwai. It's no good. Chases down her own rebound and banks it home. And another offensive rebound and another conversion.
Great effort by Tamwine to not be frustrated that she missed that shot. Great effort.
Reynolds straight to the rim. Can't finish with the left hand. That's a couple layups there by Reynolds. Couldn't finish on the left side. McAfee. Black on the drive. Rejected by Yepes. But the putback's there by Simpson.
Good to see Simpson be knowledgeable that her player was the one that left to help, and she just had a great positioning to get that miss.
Yepes can't get the mid-range to go down. Here's Essen on the run out. Essen stripped away by Reynolds. Outstanding defense there in transition by Tiffany Reynolds. A little disappointed in herself that she didn't actually gather it.
Yeah, but her hands so quick.
So Jody White will come in to the game for the first time for the Edge. White plays her university basketball at Ottawa U. Cajarini will sit down and get a blow. Shot clock dwindling for the Freeze. Simpson working it, trying to get inside. And Yepes stayed with her stride for stride.
Great defensive effort by Carla Yepes. I mean, she's been the AUS Defensive Player of the Year on 2, if not 3 occasions, so she knows how to get the job done.
Chelsea Slaughter right now. She'll bring it over the timeline. Dumped inside. Yepes one-on-one with Simpson. Simpson wins that battle, and it will stay with the Edge as Slaughter Wright tried to save it on the end line.
I think the ball was already out of bounds when Chelsea touched it, if people are wondering why they're getting it back. I know John Hickey is.
Chelsea will inbound on the baseline. Reynolds off the roll. Reynolds, tough shot. She's fouled by Bailey Black from behind, and Tiffany Reynolds will go to the line and shoot 2.
Yeah, tough when Tiffany catches the ball that close to the rim. Her ability to jump and her strength is nearly impossible in there.
Katie Daly back into the game for the Freeze. Reynolds goes to the line to shoot 2. That one rims out. Second one coming up for Reynolds. She'll go 1 for 2 on that trip. McAfee. McAfee for 3. That's battered around, and White comes up with the rebound. Von Moulton. Yepes will get organized here. Von Moulton puts it inside the Yepes, and Simpson will climb over the back, and she'll pick up the foul. And that'll be Grace Simpson's first, team second. White will inbound. Chelsea Slaughter right on the drive. Reynolds comes up with the rebound. Second chance coming up here for the Edge. Yepes spins, gets inside, flips it up, can't get the friendly bounce. And Black comes down with the rebound. She'll stretch it over to Daly. Here's Katie Daly. Quickly inside, and a 3-second call. That's a quick 3-second call.
Well, the thing is, as soon as the ball comes into the front court, 3 seconds apply. So just because maybe we're not looking into Eva as an offensive threat, if she was set up early, technically by FIBA rule, it is a 3-second call.
3 balls no good there by Reynolds. Crashing to the floor, and as Slaughter Wright can't save it for the Edge, it'll go over to the Freeze. I guess when they say it's a quick 3-second call, it's a rarely you'll hear and see that called. It's on a,
It is.
as an official myself at another level, and when it comes to football, there's
Yep.
some elements of the game where, there's a gray area. It's not so much you're going to see it a whole lot, but you will see it when it's prevalent. When it's coming an issue where it's consistent, then it needs to be called.
Exactly, and it depends on the team dynamics. I mean, if Eva catches the ball in that prime position illegally, I guess if we want to use our FIBA rules, then that's not really fair,
Right.
So it depends on the team and the set that they run.
Cajarini knocks down the 3, and the Edge take the lead. That's her 3rd of the afternoon. Cajarini starting to heat up now. Yepes over the ball, and Moulton. Mid-range jumper, and Anna knocks it down. If she can get that going now, the Edge will be in good position to win this game. They take a 3-point lead here. 5-0 run for the Edge. Run out. Here's Miller, 1-on-1, and Miller will be called for the offensive foul. Outstanding defensive positioning, getting back was Daly.
Yeah, great job to just slide with her, and definitely the contact was initiated by Miller.
So Jessica Miller will pick up the offensive foul. That's her first, team's first. Robbie Daly's back in there for the freeze. Stolen by Yepes. Yepes on the run out. Simpson trying to chase her down, count it, and one. Simpson can't believe she got called for the foul, and Carla Yepes will go to the line for the and one. They exchange a quick gesture between Yepes and Simpson. Nevertheless, Yepes will shoot that free throw.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate play, but Grace was had never established legal guarding position. You know, running beside her is unfortunate, but
how tough of a call is that to make for an official, especially if they're kind of running in a trail position. You're trying to see that spacing. I know in the football, when it comes to defensive backs and wide receivers, when they throw a long pass and there's that spacing, it's called the trail position for sideline officials, and they got to be able to see through the play and make the correct call if there's contact, like a hand fighting and whatnot.
Right.
Offensive, defensive, pass interference.
Well, for any of our foul call decisions, legal guarding position is vital to making any of those, and it's 2 feet facing your opponent.
Right.
After that, then we can judge who initiates contact, who's in whose cylinder as far as invading space. But that legal guarding position, 2 feet facing your opponent, is the premise of every decision that we make as officials.
And making that decision, in particular, that particular play, when it comes to, you know, they're playing, the two opponents are running side by side, and at the last moment there's the shot attempt, whether to see through that play, how hard and how difficult it is to see whether there was contact or not contact.
It's very difficult. I mean, as an official, you have to be willing to make that bust from trail to new lead and involve some self-talk that, you know, pick up the defense, legal guarding position, verticality. If officials can get in the mindset of going through that sort of mental checklist, then the play is not going to surprise them and they're going to miss it or make an incorrect call.
So Yepes will get the shooter's roll and the and one. And the lead, 38-32 here for the Edge. Edge on an 8-0 run. 3 balls no good by Daly. Yepes with another rebound. Here's Carla. Tries to get inside. Pull up. Nice move. Can't get the shooter's roll. Simpson comes up with it, and a jump ball forced by Yepes. Possession arrow. It looks like it's going the other way. Maybe, it's a foul call. So an overruling here as Tina Skier called a jump ball, and Robbie Anderson had a foul on a reach. So Yepes will be called for the personal, and that'll be second team. Ronnie State's looking for an explanation here from Eddie Hartley. Timeout call by the Edge.
Yeah, and with 3-person officiating, angles are everything. So again, we talked about anticipating a play and getting in position to see the space and referee the defense. It's vital, and I'm all for, you know, teamwork as a crew on, you know, as the officials, teamwork for the players. I mean, we all rely on each other, and are we going to be perfect? No, but hopefully they're talking about right now, you know, the sequence of play, how that came to be, and maybe what they can do. I mean, you don't want to overload each other in a timeout because that can be counterproductive, but hopefully they're talking about, you know, why that happens, the angles and things, and how we can move forward and have that not happen again.
And when it comes to positioning, usually at the lower levels, it's 2 officials on the court. At the higher level, at this level, elite level, and AUS and U Sports level, and CCAA level, you have 3 officials. When it comes to quadrants on the floor, each official is responsible for that particular spot on the floor to be looking at.
Depending on where the ball is, yes, we've got our primary coverage, our secondary coverage, or off ball, and depending on where the ball is, the official at the baseline sort of initiates what are called rotations during live balls of play, so that hopefully as the lead, Eddie in this example right here where we are, is going to make rotations so that there can be two officials, or four balls as we like to, or four eyes as we like to say, on ball side, so that we can get the best look to make decisions on fouls and violations.
Teamwork is very important for all three teams on the court right now. And that's a shot clock violation forced by the Edge out of the timeout. And the defense continuing to be picked up here by Windsor here in the third.
Yeah, we were worried during the first quarter about their inability to get some solid box outs, but they've definitely regrouped and are doing an exceptional job. I think that's 3 shot clock violations for this game, which is pretty unheard of at this level.
Mangold with the rebound. She'll leave it there from to Bowers, who's checked in out of the timeout. She's tied up there by Reynolds, and that's not a good position to be in anytime Tiffany Reynolds is around the ball.
She's so quick with her hand and foot speed and her body control. She's rarely going to foul in situations like that.
So Tumwine will come back for the freeze. Try to settle down here offensively in this third quarter. Being neutralized up to this point by the Edge defense, team defense. Just over 3 minutes to go here in the third. Shot clock dwindling once again. It's not a shot clock violation, but it's just as good.
Just as good. I'm wishing that the Freeze would put just a little bit more zip on their passes. They're having the right looks, but the ball is taking a little bit longer than what I would like to get there, and that allows that Windsor defense to be on the ball as the recipient is catching it. So hopefully they're going to have a little message to put some more zip on the ball to get there quicker.
Caggiarini had it stripped away. Von Moltzen with the jumper. Too strong. And Bowers comes up with the rebound. Here's Bowers now, closely guarded by Yepes. Daly looked to go inside. Essen to Simpson. Simpson facing up Caggiarini. Tumwine trying to get in front of that pass, but it's knocked away by Reynolds. And that's going to be a tough pass if you're going to try to go inside, especially if Tiffany Reynolds is guarding the person you're trying to pass it to.
Again, her hand-eye coordination and quickness is always going to be in play.
Defensive Player of the Year for Lakehead University for the Thunder Wolves. Here's Essen, blow by, gets inside. And that'll be last touch by the Freeze. And the Edge will try to build on this lead. Chelsea Slaughter right now. She'll bring it over the timeline. Spins, gets inside. Von Moltzen, baseline jumper, a little strong. Slaughter right comes up with it though. Second chance coming up for the Edge. Yepes for 3. Battered around, and Bowers will find the loose ball. Bowers closely guarded by Reynolds. Almost knocking it away and stealing it was Reynolds. Etzen now, nice move. Floater, teardrop won't go, and a collision. Tumwine, it looks like she's going to be called for the foul, not sure, maybe on the block out. But there was a lot of contact after that shot went up.
Yeah, when that shot went up, Eva tried to get that weak side position and really bumped, I can't remember who it was, but definitely took them out of their cylinder space. So tough call because Eva's such a key player, but I think it was the correct call.
So Tumwine will pick up her second foul. Caggiarini will catch and shoot from distance. That won't go. So after hitting her third, she's 0 for 2 from distance. Nice pull up there on the baseline by Daly. Left it a little short. And here comes Reynolds back the other way. Caggiarini for 3. Caggiarini is good.
I wonder if they've done that before. I think they were pretty familiar with each other there.
Outstanding dribble handoff for spacing by Reynolds. And Caggiarini stepped into that 3. And now she's really got it going from downtown. That's her 4th three of the afternoon.
If she can continue to catch that in rhythm with an open look, even for a second, that's going to be huge.
So Kajarina leads all scorers with 19. Yepes picks up the personal. Team's 3rd. And that'll be Carla's 2nd foul. Here's McAfee. She'll be called for the travel. So another turnover for the Freeze. Just can't catch their stride and get any type of rhythm here offensively.
Credit to Windsor's defense. They're stunting, they're jab faking and recovering, really getting the edge to not be able to really focus on their play setting, and in this case their footwork. So impressed with their defense in this second half.
Yepes. Tough shot forced by Simpson. She'll come up with the rebound. She'll get doubled. Gets out of trouble. Tumbling a 3. That's no good. Had a good look, was Bailey Black. Just couldn't get it to go down. Reynolds, baseline. Miller, pull up, good.
Again, Tiffany Reynolds' ability to draw multiple players on defense is a key to the edge success.
Here's Eva, she'll draw the double. She'll get fouled from behind. She'll go to the line to shoot 2. And that's the type of offense that they were able to have a lot of success in the first 20 minutes for the Freeze. Getting the ball inside through their bigs. They're facilitating, moving, waiting for that double, and then moving the basketball to the open shooter.
Yeah, all of the Freeze's interior players have that ability to switch so quickly from narrow to broad focus to see who's open on the perimeter. So it's a real good skill to have as a post player to be beneficial to your team.
So 16.5 remaining here in the 3rd. As Eva able to knock down that 2nd. Yepes will bring it over the timeline. They'll hold for the last shot. Thorne, who's come into the game for the edge, got to put it up. And Miller will leave it short. Simpson will dribble it out. So 3 quarters in the books. 10-point lead for the edge. And that was an outstanding defensive display for the edge and some timely shooting on the other end as well.
Yeah, they managed to put both a great defensive effort combined with their big 3 or big 2 hitting their shots to stretch this lead out to 10. But it really doesn't feel like 10. I'm not counting out the Freeze by any means at all. They're too well coached and too many great players on that bench to pack it in quite yet.
So if you're the Freeze or Leah Bowers and her coaching staff, what is the message right now in terms of adjustments? We talked about the adjustments that we saw, but it can't be that much further from the truth than what we're seeing.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about taking pride of having the ball in the first half, and I think the edge or the Freeze have gotten away from that. I think probably if we had accurate stats, there would be more turnovers by the Freeze in that quarter alone than there were in the whole first half, and I'm not sure if it's fatigue that's playing a factor. I'm definitely giving some credit to the Edge's defensive effort, but it just seems like there were some passes that did not get to their intended receivers as quickly as they might have in a fresher Friday night game versus a Sunday game. And I don't even pretend to, know about the fitness level. I mean, I can definitely have admiration for all of these girls for getting out here to play. So I'm hoping that the message was just to have a little bit more broad focus when making passes. Look for those edge players who are sneaking in, looking to get tips and touches on those passes, and hopefully just put a little bit more zip on it to eliminate those turnovers. I mean, if you get Cacciarini and Reynolds and Chelsea Slaughter-Wright off of live ball turnovers in the open court, that's going to be tough for the Freeze to stop.
So the Edge will start with possession in the 4th here, leading it by 10, 43-33. Alongside Jen McKenzie, Vince Williams are on hand, and the entire Maritime Athletic Profiles crew at the Holmberg Center. It's a bronze medal game as we have 10 minutes of regulation here in this matchup as Kejarini, Slaughter Wright, Von Moltzen, Forn, and Yepes will start the quarter. For the Freeze, Mangold's out there to start this quarter. She'll try to guard Von Moltzen. And there's that length that disrupted Anna's shot right at the apex. McAfee, she'll start the quarter for the Freeze. Arsenault will get the start as well. Black's out there. Eva on the drive, and it's good to see Eva continue to be very aggressive offensively. Anytime she catches it around the post area, the painted area, she's looking to attack and go downhill.
Yeah, they're getting really good reads off that horn set where Eva's catching it in the high post. They've got a couple of people zipping and making some banana cuts off it, and depending on how the defense plays that, it opens up that alley for Eva just to pivot quickly and get a line to the basket.
So Slaughter Wright will pick up the foul. That'll be her second. Two free throws coming up for Eva. She'll knock down both. Good trip there for the Freeze. Leads down the 8. Full court pressure still being applied here by Fredericton. Kejarini steps into a 3. Bourne comes up with the offensive rebound. She's fouled. She'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Fredericton foul. Jersey number 4, Megan Arsenault.
So Megan Arsenault will pick up the foul.
That's her
Arsenault,
first personal and
a
first
product of Lakehead University as well as UMB.
shooting for Windsor, number 4, Sydney Foran.
Foreign, her first attempt rims out. Second one is good, averaging 3 points per game is Foreign. Plays her collegiate ball at McGill University. She will return to McGill as Reynolds will come back for the edge. Nice baseline drive, into the paint. Straight line drive by Block. She was able to take Kejarini off the drive.
Did a great job keeping Cacerini on her shoulder so that she couldn't get around to block that shot.
Yepes, Kejarini for 3. That's off the side of the backboard, scrapes the rim though. And the Freeze will make their way back the other way. Nice backdoor cut by Black. Pull up. Beautiful. Outstanding execution there by the Freeze. Now they're starting to get it going here in the 4th. Backdoor is Kejarini. Outstanding bounce pass by Yepes. Great ball movement as the Freeze appeared to be in a 2-3 zone.
Yeah, you definitely need a lot more communication when you're in a zone. So hopefully that'll pick up for them.
Tom Wiene with the jump shot. She's able to knock that down. She's really got it going now offensively. And Chelsea Slaughter Wright with another offensive rebound, and Arsenault will be called for the reach. So the sense of urgency by both of these teams offensively in this 4th quarter.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, for pride alone, none of these teams are going to stop playing. They're tired, they're probably sore, but the IQ and the skill set and the pride of these two teams, they're going to play right till the final whistle.
So Grace Simpson will come back for the Freeze. Emily McNeil, she checks in for the edge. Conference here, Jen, and see what this is about. Robbie Anderson will go to the scores table.
I'm thinking it was over the possession, but
It'll stay with the edge, they'll inbound. Kejarini, blow by on Essen, and Essen will be called for the reach. And 9 times out of 10, when you reach from behind, it's usually a foul.
yeah. just don't have a great angle as a player, and yeah, it's hard to get a clean pick off that.
Nice catch there by Reynolds. She'll bank it home.
Tiffany Reynolds.
Standing inbound. Pass by Chelsea Slaughter-Wright. Reynolds able to finish. Here's Black. Try to take Reynolds off the bounce. He's denied. McAfee now trying to get some space. Black. Entry to Simpson. And Simpson, and it'll be count up. No good as she was called for the traveling violation.
Yeah, she shuffled her feet on that up fake. Just her center of gravity got a little bit too high, and she shuffled her feet as that shot came up. Unfortunate, because that was a good play, but just a little bit too light on her feet.
Essen will pick up full court. Slaughter-Wright dribbles into traffic. She'll turn it over. Here's Black. One-on-one with Yepes. And Yepes comes up with the rejection. It'll stay with the freeze.
Heard an interesting, I was at the table last night, John Hickey, when the Hornets were putting their full court press, and John was like, keep it inside the volleyball court. So the black lines that you can see, Chelsea allowed the sideline to be another defender on that last play. So as well as the double team, she almost had a triple team because she was too close to that sideline.
Here's Mangold. Simpson gets inside. Simpson flips it up, can't get it to fall. And Yepes comes up with it and whips it down to Kajarini. Nice catch, and Carissa finishes with the left hand.
What a heads-up play by Carla Yepes. She knew that Kajarini had the skills to be able to catch that ball. Everybody else was probably cringing, but she knew exactly what she was doing.
9-point lead for the Edge. As Simpson dribbles into trouble. It'll stay with the freeze though.
Number 15, Eva Tumwine.
Tumwine will come back along with Robbie Daly for the freeze. Tumwine, pull up, can't get it to go. Here's Reynolds. Reynolds looking for the screen, doesn't use it. Nice pass there in the Slaughter-Wright. McNeil, quick ball movement, wide open as Yepes. Can't get that to go down, but that was a good offensive sequence. They got the shot that they wanted. Carla unable to execute the three-point opportunity. Essen inside, that's no good. Simpson with the rebound. McAfee for three, and McAfee is fouled in the act of shooting. She'll go to the line to shoot three. Kajarini will be called for her first personal. She's not in any foul difficulty. Not a lot of people in foul difficulty. Multiple players with two, nobody with three though.
No, and in this time in the fourth quarter, I mean, you've got to put it all on the line, and we know that these players are going to do that. Their ego and they're not going to pass up on a foul just because they don't want to be substituted from the game or something like that. They're going to do what's best for the team, even if that means, taking a foul to prevent an easy basket.
So McAfee will knock down 2 of 3 here, third one coming up. Well, Moulton will come back in as Yepes will sit down for the Edge, and Katie able to make the Edge pay. She'll knock down all 3, and that'll knock the lead down to 6. Nice steal from behind by Essen. 2-possession game. Here's Essen. McAfee. Tumwine, nice move, and she'll get McNeil along with Vaughn Moulton on her back, but she's been difficult to handle inside the paint.
Her ability to dribble and still have sight of where she is in the court is impressive. She was under the basket, but utilized an extra dribble, a little pullback, and a pivot to be able to get from underneath the basket back to a point where she could get that shot up and draw that foul.
So 5:49 remaining here in the fourth. The Edge calling a timeout here, as Lonnie Stakes wants to talk it over here. Might want to make some adjustments defensively But you got to give credit to Fredericton. They made the adjustments from the third to the fourth here. They're getting consistent offensive looks and good touches in spots where players can be successful.
They did, and now it seems to be the Edge that are having trouble to get into their half-court set. There's been numerous plays where there's been tip balls, there's been passes that have not gotten to their original intended receiver, which in basketball can really affect the flow of your play if you're running a set play, which the Edge are. They're looking to run that high post entry and then have a couple people do some weaves off that and then initiate the play out of that high post. So it's hard to guard, but there's also a lot of opportunities with just the angle of pass coming from that point guard at the top. The sharper the angle, it's easier to pick off.
So out of the timeout, the Edge will make the adjustments with their lineup as Yepes will come back in. Caggiarini's out there. Reynolds, Chelsea Sauter right.
I'm really impressed with Chelsea. I've been impressed with her whole career, but she's really stepped up this weekend and has been a spark on defense and offense for this Edge, but mostly on defense. Just her willingness to guard players who are her position and in the post. She's showed great determination and not drawing fouls and not getting. Oh, here comes Carla again with that pass.
There's that pass. Executed with perfection, but no. His Simpson with the rejection on the baseline. Outstanding recovery in transition by the Freeze, denying Von Moltzen an easy bucket.
Carla played that movement of that hand is like a goalkeeper. So I wonder if she played some soccer as a young person.
Caggiarini just inside the three-point line. So Caggiarini really pouring it on. 23 points, she leads all scorers, Caggiarini. Tamwine, that's no good. They made the adjustment there as Reynolds took the task of denying. Here's Reynolds now. You know it's going up for three. It's good! Caggiarini cooking. Hotter than fish grease right now is Carissa Caggiarini.
Yeah, the Freeze can't let her be that open. For her to be able to catch the ball and get into her set is way too long for her to have a look.
Yepes now, looking. Caggiarini for three. And that was a heat check, Jen, as that hops over the backboard.
That was right on. It would just hit the front of the rim, so.
If she would have hit that one, that bench would have exploded for the Edge.
Let's see what the Freeze can do on this set. This is a vital set here in this possession.
Black to Simpson. Simpson looking to go inside. Essen on the blow-by. Little strong, batted around. Von Moltzen trying to chase it down. And it will go over to the Edge. So the Edge getting some timely stops here. Now they're looking for their top players to hit some shots here in the offensive side of things as we're past the midway point, 4:25 remaining in regulation. Here's Caggiarini. Gets inside. Try to flip it up, gets it back, it's good.
Tough break for Fredericton. They did a great job drawing on defense, tipped the ball, but unfortunately she got it back in that broken play.
Tamwine. Closely guarded, Essen. Simpson inside. Simpson jaws the double, tied up by Reynolds. Reynolds with the quick protest, thought she had the tie up, but should be called for the reach.
Yeah, it's tough in a situation like that where it's crowded, that often if you get your hand on top of someone else's hand, it's a foul, unfortunately.
Her third personal, team's fourth. 11-point lead here for the Edge. Essen spins. Kick out. Black for three. And Black throws up the air ball. Caggiarini with the closeout, that might have been the difference.
Definitely. That was a great look. Just need a little bit more lift on it, but Fredericton has to start to think about some possessions now and looking for some quick hitters instead of dribbling that ball out for some set plays. Our possessions are running low here in the fourth.
Here's Yepes. Edge in no hurry. They'll try to use all 24 seconds of the shot clock as Black will commit the foul. That's to be her second, team's fourth, so the next foul committed by both teams. They'll be in the penalty and they'll shoot the free throws the rest of the way.
And that's to Fredericton's advantage right now. I mean, if you can score points with the clock stopped, that's definitely going to favor them heading down this last 3.5 minutes.
Yepes, look for a foul there on the reach on Simpson. Shot clock under 5. Yepes, one-on-one for 3. That won't go, and Black comes up with the rebound. Fredericton's got to hurry here. Over the McAfee. Black looking to go inside. Shot clock under 10. McAfee. Floater off the glass, no good, and Reynolds comes up with the rebound. On Moulton. Here's Reynolds. Good defense there by the Freeze, forces the turnover. Run out to Essen. Essen banks it, can't get it go. As Yepes looked like she provided the distraction. Cole Essen had a nice look at the hoop, just couldn't convert.
Yeah, Carla's length and an ability to make herself look even taller than she already is definitely always going to be a deterrent and a distraction for shooters.
Caggiarini gets her own rebound. Tries with the left hand, that's no good. And it looks like a tie up here, and able to get that rebound was Bailey Black. And a timeout called by the Freeze. Minute 58 remaining here. It's time to be the essences, as it's not on the side of the Freeze, trailing by 11. If you're the Edge, you're okay with this. You want to use the full 24 seconds on your offense, and you want to make sure that the Freeze uses the same on their possessions. Exactly.
If I'm able to sort of get into John Hickey's coaching head right now, he's got to be instilling the fact that you know, as nice of a look as a skip pass from one side to the other is, those extra 3 seconds that it takes the ball to get there is a scoring opportunity, you know, that is gone. So they really need to maybe get into maybe a high pick and roll with the shooter on the strong side baseline, so that if they defend that high pick and roll well, then there's a shooter in the corner you can kick out to, and then have, you know, an open 3 or a baseline drive that draws help. So it's got to be something that's a lot quicker than what they're doing right now. It seems like they got to really get into their instant offense playbook to get some quick looks.
Minute 58 remaining here in regulation, alongside Jen McKenzie, Vince Williams on hand at the Holmberg Center. Fans continuing to file in at a feverish pace in anticipation of the gold medal championship matchup. The chase for the Legacy Cup will come to an end at 3 p.m. here on Maritime Athletic Profiles. Halifax Thunder and the Halifax Hornets, a highly anticipated matchup between those two teams.
I can't wait to watch it. It's gonna be great basketball. I hope everyone's as excited as I am.
Freeze with possession out of the timeout. Here's Essen. Essen trying to slip away from Yepes. Couldn't get it to fall. Vaughn Moulton with the rebound. And the Edge will take their time to come over the timeline. Chelsea Sauter right now. Caggiarini with the drive, and she's fouled, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Great job by Windsor to allow the play to settle and see what was open. They didn't rush it as they don't have to.
So Carissa Caggiarini will shoot 2. Shoots it at 94% from the stripe on the season. looking to build on her point total. First one rims out. Uncharacteristic miss there by Carissa. And she'll go 1 for 2 on that trip.
That's her 30th point unofficially by me here with my trusty scratch pad.
Not only you're the analyst, you're also an associate producer. So 30 points here for Caggiarini. Average 25 points per game, the leading scorer in the league. Came into this game averaging 20 points per game. And the one element that was bang on this afternoon was the 3-point efficiency. She was able to knock down 4 3 balls.
Yeah, and I mean, her confidence to know that even though her first half shots weren't accurate, that she knew her shots were going to fall. She's that good of a player.
So Anna von Maltzen will check out as it's getting at that time where we'll get some of the players an opportunity to play this one out. A minute and 7 seconds remaining. 12-point lead and for the Edge. Yepes can make it 13, and she does. Another substitution as the Edge will bring on some of their role players. Megan Kewen's in there. Emily McNeil's out there as well for the Edge. Jill Durling has come into the game for Fredericton, along with Katie Daly. Durling, baseline, pull up. That won't go. Simpson with the rebound and the putback. That rims out. And Durling can finish on the third opportunity. Under 40 to go here. 11-point lead for the Edge. They'll take their time in their half-court set. Turnover. Free's got numbers on the run out. 2-on-1. Reynolds closed it down, but good conversion there by Katie Daly as she banks it home. Shot clock turned off as the Edge will dribble this one out, and they will capture the bronze medal.
Great effort by both teams. What an exciting game. There was ebbs and flows. Shots weren't falling, but the mindset of these players to finish their season on a high note was inspirational and entertaining.
So congratulations to the Windsor Edge. They win it 59-50. They will take home the bronze medal, but you got to give credit to the Fredericton Freeze as well for an outstanding campaign in this inaugural year, and to all the teams, along with the Port
100%,
City Fog and the Moncton Mystics, who finished up yesterday.
They did. They had a great game yesterday, and the same with this game. I mean, all the players wanted to finish on a high note and, you know, take success back to their personal lives and their basketball, you know, careers that are, some of them, continuing at their colleges and universities in the fall. So both these games so far, well, this game today and the consolation game yesterday were both entertaining and close.
So the championship game coming up here on Maritime Athletic Profiles at 3 p.m. tilt as we wait for the players of the game for both of these squads. If you're going with the Edge, I gotta say it's Carissa would be the player of the game. On the other side, Eva would get the nod for me.
I would agree, yeah. Both players, Eva made so many good decisions from the post with an inside-out presence. Caught the ball in that high post off that horn set and was able to make such good decisions to get her teammates open. When she got the ball down low in the post, utilized her footwork and her ability to finish just to make it difficult for the Edge to get a good defensive set. So yeah. She's done that her whole career at UNB, so no surprise today.
Outstanding basketball from these two teams. Started off slow, rightfully so, because of the amount of games that they had to play. The Edge, this is their third game as they had to play a quarterfinal on Friday night. They captured that game, had a tough loss in that semifinal last night. On the other side, the Freeze had the rest on that first night of competition. Had the opportunity to move on, but tough loss versus the Halifax Hornets, a 6-point defeat. They showed it. You know, they didn't give up. And
No.
you talked about it, the compete level. That's the most impressive thing that I noticed, you know, covering these games since the regular season. The compete level so high. 40 minutes, the compete level's there. These women really give it. They don't leave anything on the court.
And I've mentioned anytime I've gotten the chance to be in this situation, thanks for having me, by the way,
My pleasure.
is that when substitutes come on to the court, the level of play doesn't change. You know how often in, you know, high school, junior high school, you probably see it in football as well, when substitutes are made at certain positions, you notice a definite change in the pace and the ability of the game. But in all 6 of these teams, when substitutes are made, the level, the flow, the ball movement, the ability to score does not change.
Trust me, I know it. In my first season as a high school coach here in Metro, head coach, I know there's a drop-off sometimes when it comes to using my reserve. So I had that frustration in my first season, as it appears that Bailey Black gets the nod for the Freeze.
For the Windsor Edge, number 16, Anna Von Molson.
So Anna Von Molson will get the nod here for the Windsor Edge. Congratulations to both of these women in their final game in this season, being recognized. And look at the sheer jubilation for both of these teams, congratulating their teammates.
Yeah, it's
And
nice.
that togetherness, that camaraderie that they built over the season is just tremendous to see.
And I mean, over the season, but I mean, some of these players have been playing with each other since, you know, probably junior high and minor basketball. If you think of the strong, you know, minor program that New Brunswick has, I mean, these players have known each other for a long time. So to be able to play at this level post university and college is really special, and I'm glad they're enjoying it and appreciating it.
So the Fredericton Freeze's Katie McAfee being recognized as a league all-star. So the all-stars will be handed out for both of these teams.
Carissa Cacciarini.
So Carissa Cacciarini, rightfully so, will get the nod as a league all-star.
Deservedly so. She had a great season, brought intensity and passion and leadership right from the get-go of this season. Really happy for her.
Just another trophy to add to her mantle, as Cacciarini recognized top leading scorer in the league at 25 points per game. And congratulations to both of these teams. So that'll wrap it up for the bronze medal game here at the Holmberg Center. Thank you, Jen, for joining me.
Thanks for having me. It was great to be able to share this game with you. So excited for this league and building forward. Our sponsorship, Medavie and Royale have come on board, and for them to put the confidence in this league from day one we're so thankful, and we're looking to build on it for next year. So thank you to them.
So that'll do it for this bronze medal game. For Jen McKenzie and my producer, Clark Swim, I'm Vince Williams saying thank you for watching this bronze medal game here on Maritime Athletic Profiles. It's the championship weekend, the chase for the Legacy Cup. That's coming up here as the MWBA will roll on. Thank you, and we'll see you at 3 p.m.